Nominations for the 97th Academy Awards are being announced this Thursday. Let's take a listen.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, I want to welcome you and extend our deepest sympathies to everyone impacted by the fires here in Southern California.
This has certainly been a difficult time for Los Angeles, where many members of our film community, industry work and live. But the last several weeks have proven what we already know to be true. Our film industry and Los Angeles are resilient. And for almost a century, the Oscars have brought us together to unite and celebrate our global film community.
During this year's ceremony, we will honor the talented filmmakers nominated today, pay tribute to our brave first responders, and celebrate the enduring spirit of Los Angeles and the film industry.
And now, without further delay, to announce this year's Academy Award nominees, please welcome Rachel Sennott and Bowen Yang.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. What an honor it is to be with you today.
Me and Bowen are wide awake. We have been up since 10 p.m. and between us, we've had 3 Diet Cokes, an entire pack of cigarettes, and 1 Adderall.
And you get to guess who had what. Don't worry, everyone. Rachel and I have been through extensive pronunciation training for all the names today. Let me try now. Wicked.
Amazing, Bowen. That was really good. Well, let's not keep the people waiting any longer. Let's go.
Are we ready for some nominees?
Let's go.
First, for Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role, Yura Borisov in Anora, Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain, Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce in The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice.
Next, the nominees for Achievement in Costume Design. A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked.
The nominees for Achievement in Makeup and Hairstyling are A Different Man, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked.
Next up, the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Score. The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot.
Now this year's nominees for Best Live Action Short Film. Alien, Anuja, I'm Not a Robot, The Last Ranger, and The Man Who Would Not Remain Silent.
Many such cases.
Yes, of course.
Okay, for Best Animated Short Film, the nominees are Beautiful Men.
Where?
Okay. In the Shadow of the Cypress, Magic Candies, Wander to Wonder, and Yuck by Charlie XCX.
Wonderful. And now we have the first of the 2 award categories honoring writing. First, for Adapted Screenplay, the nominees are A Complete Unknown, a screenplay by James Mangold and Jay Cox, Conclave, screenplay by Peter Strawn, Emilia Perez, screenplay by Jacques Audiard, in collaboration with Thomas Bideguin, Leah Messius, and Nicolas Levesque. Thank you. Nickel Boys, screenplay by Ramel Ross and Jocelyn Barnes. And Sing Sing, screenplay by Clint Bentley, Greg Queter, story by Clint Bentley, Greg Queter, Clarence Macklin, John Devine G. Whitfield.
And for original screenplay, the nominees are Honora, written by Sean Baker. The Brutalist, written by Brady Corbet, Mona Fastful. A Real Pain, written by Jesse Eisenberg. September 5, written by Moritz Binder, Tim Fellbaum, co-written by Alex David. And The Substance, written by Coralie Farjat.
And last, before our break, the nominees for performance by an actress in a supporting role. Monica Barbaro in A Complete Unknown. Ariana Grande in Wicked. Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. Isabella Rossellini in Conclave. And Zoe Saldana in Emilia Perez.
Okay, wow, what a start. Congratulations to these Oscar nominees.
And hey, stick with us.
Stick with us.
We'll be right back with more nominations. Yes!
You were just listening to the Oscar nominations for 2025. They'll be taking a break for a few minutes and we'll be going back to Los Angeles. France 24's culture editor Eve Jackson was listening to those nominations with me here. Eve, what caught your eye?
Well, there we go. That was the first half of the announcement for the nominations, where we heard some of the smaller nominations for the smaller prizes. All the big ones are going to be in the next half for the best film, best actress, best actor, for example. This really is going to be one of the most exciting Oscar races that we've seen for quite a long time, because there's no real front runner. We don't know what to expect from these, and we don't know who's going to win. The announcement, of course, comes after these nominations have been put off twice already because of the wildfires in Los Angeles. So there is a lot of other things going on behind the scenes in Hollywood at the moment. We saw there the Wicked star and Saturday Night Live cast members. Bowen Yang joined Saturday Night star Rachel Sennott. They were announcing the nominees. So some of the ones that definitely caught my eye, maybe not that surprising, but an even ground so far. One of the big ones is The Brutalist, of course.
They kept mentioning The Brutalist.
They kept mentioning The Brutalist, and that is, of course, directed by Brady Corbet. It's the first time he has actually had a film that has got Oscar attention. It stars Adrian Brody, and this is a mammothly long film. It's 3.5 hours. It's actually got a break in the middle to help you get through it. It's already won lots of prizes. It's swept the board at the Golden Globes with Best Director, Best Drama, Best Actor. It also won the Best Director prize at the Venice Film Festival. It's not out in France here yet. It will be out in February, on February 12th. And this is really the story of a man who returns to the United States. Well, he goes to the United States, actually, a Hungarian architect after World War II. It's played by Adrian Brody. He was actually first nominated for an Oscar back in 2003, so more than 20 years ago. He won that Oscar. That was for The Pianist, dealing with a very similar subject matter. Let's take a look.
Tell me, why is an accomplished foreign architect shoveling coal here in Philadelphia?
I'm afraid it is not so simple. There was a war on, and yet many of the sites of my projects had survived. My buildings were devised to endure such erosion of shoreline.
Now, Eve, two of the other names that kept being mentioned there as the nominations were being read out was Conclave and Emilia Perez.
That's right. Well, Conclave is a very interesting film that I very much enjoyed. It is a thriller about a Vatican scandal choosing the next pope after the present pope dies. It's directed by Edward Berger. He's also quite a newish director who hasn't been had a lot of buzz about him when it comes to awards like the Oscars. It stars Ralph Fiennes. It has gained unexpected hype for a Pope and priest drama on TikTok, but that has had several nominations so far. It is expected as well, perhaps, to have a nomination for Best Film. We'll find out in the next half. Another film, of course, which we've heard loads about so far. It's beginning potentially to be overrated because we've heard so much about Emilia Perez. It is a French film, of course, but it is in the Spanish language. It's a musical directed by Jacques Audiard, and it explores narco-trafficking and transgender identity. It's already won loads of prizes, multiple Golden Globe wins, including Best Musical or Comedy Film. Okay, we'll pass back now. I think they're going to do the second half in Los Angeles.
No, the alt comedy scene is sort of like regular comedy, but for women and gay people. And I just want to say, it makes so much sense that Bowen and I are like doing this now at this moment in our careers. You know, Bowen is such a huge star on SNL. He's in the hit movie Wicked.
Oh, thanks. And Rachel is Fatima.
Thanks so much. Let's keep going. So anyways, the nominees for Achievement in Music, Original Song are Amal from Emilia Perez, The Journey from the 688, Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Mi Camino from Emilia Perez, and Never Too Late from Elton John, Never Too Late.
Woo!
Smashed it. You smashed it, as the Brits say. And now, the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film.
Okay.
Black Box Diaries. No Other Land. Porcelain War. Soundtrack to a Coup d'etat. And Sugarcane.
Next, for Best Documentary Short Film, the nominees are Death by Numbers, I Am Ready, Warden, Incident, Instruments of a Beating Heart, and The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Those are some titles. Serious stuff.
Serious stuff.
Serious stuff.
Yeah. For Best International Feature Film, the nominees are I'm Still Here, Brazil. The Girl with the Needle, Denmark. Nothing for Denmark. Emilia Perez, France. The Seed of the Sacred Fig, Germany. And Flow, Latvia.
And for Best Animated Feature Film, here are the nominees. Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Production Design. The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked.
Next up for Achievement in Film Editing, the nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked.
And for Achievement in Sound, here are the nominees. A Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot.
Next, the nominees for Achievement in Visual Effects. Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked.
A lot of monkeys in those films, I just realized. For Achievement in Cinematography, the nominees are The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu.
For performance by an actor in a leading role, the nominees are Adrian Brody in The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet in A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo in Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes in Conclave, and Sebastian Stan in The Apprentice.
Woo!
For performance by an actress in a leading role, the nominees are Cynthia Erivo in Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon in Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison in Honora, Demi Moore in The Substance, and Fernanda Torres in I'm Still Here.
For achievement in directing, the nominees are Sean Baker, Honora, Brady Corbet, The Brutalist, James Mangold, A Complete Unknown, Jacques Audiard, Emilia Perez, and Coralie Farjat, The Substance.
Woo!
Okay, y'all, for our final category.
Our final category, I cannot wait. I feel like we should read them together.
I feel like we should.
Okay, here are the 10 nominees for Best Motion Picture of the Year.
Here they are.
Here we go.
Honora, Alex Coco, Samantha Kwan, and Sean Baker, producers.
Boom. The Brutalist, nominees to be determined.
A Complete Unknown, Fred Berger, James Mangold, and Alex Heineman, producers.
Conclave, Tessa Ross, Juliette Howell, and Michael A. Jackman, producers.
Dune, Part 2, Mary Parent, Cale Boyder, Tanya Lapointe, and Denis Villeneuve, producers.
Emilia Perez, nominees to be determined, producers.
I'm Still Here, nominees to be determined.
Guys, paperwork, let's go. Come on. Nickel Boys, nominees to be determined.
PGA. The Substance, nominees to be determined.
And Wicked, Mark Platt, producer.
Woo!
There it is, you guys.
There it is, y'all. Congratulations
That's
to all of this year's nominees. It's been such a privilege to share the news with you and movie fans around the world.
We are rooting for you all in equal amounts.
Yes. Watch the Oscars live, hosted by Conan O'Brien on Sunday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on ABC and Hulu. We cannot wait to celebrate with you.
We're gonna party.
We're gonna party.
It's gonna be so fun.
Bye.
You were listening to the nominations for this year's Oscars, which will be taking place in March. France 24's culture editor Eve Jackson was listening as those nominations were read out in Los Angeles. Eve, we have a list of 10 films nominated for Best Picture this year.
We certainly do, and I have to say it's quite exciting for us as France 24 because there are 2 French films that have made that list. The one that everyone will have already heard people talking about is, of course, Emilia Perez. It's a French film, but it is in the Spanish language. It's directed by Jacques Audiard. Now, this is a musical comedy exploring narco-trafficking and transgender identity. I don't know if you've seen it, but if you haven't yet, it's definitely worth a look because it's like nothing you've ever seen. It's already won multiple prizes at the Golden Globes, including Best Musical or Comedy Film. It's having an international impact, and it could be France's first best foreign language film to win in over 30 years if it wins in that category, because it has been nominated in the best foreign language category as well as in the best film category. It does star Selena Gomez, a big pop star, of course. She has been nominated as well for her Spanish language for her role as in the film as the wife of the Mexican drug lord who changes gender. And with the amount of nominations that it's had, which is more than 10, it might be setting the record as the most nominated non-English film in Oscar history, which will surpass Crouching Tiger, of course, Hidden Dragon, and Roma back in 2018. At the heart of this film, of course, is Carla Sofia Gascon. She's been nominated for a Best Actress Oscar for her incredible performance, and she has actually made history as the first transgender person to be nominated for an Oscar.
And very briefly, we also have Best Female actors who've been announced, but we don't have time, unfortunately. We'll have to leave it at that. Eve, thank you so much for breaking down the Oscar nominations with me on set.